Thank you for being here for the kids. Because of your support, we're able to continue the work that we do. For those of you that's not aware what Big Brother, Big Sister does, we are a one-to-one mentoring program. We've been around 126 years nationally, but locally here, we serve Madera, Fresno, Kings, and Tulare County for over 56 years.
Good afternoon. My name is Josh Fryday, and on behalf of Governor Newsom, on behalf of the Governor's Office of Service and Community Engagement, I'm here to say thank you with an enormous debt of gratitude for all of you, for the mayor for having us here, for Assemblymember Arambula, my friend, who has helped make this possible as well. We are here because we're in crisis. We know we have a crisis. We have a crisis where our young men right now are 4 times more likely than our young women to commit suicide. They're less likely to go to college. They're more likely in California to be unemployed. And they're also, and we see this in our programs, including our California Service Corps programs, they're less likely to volunteer, which is why we're here with Big Brothers, Big Sisters, where we know we have a long waiting list of boys in need of a role model, a mentor, someone to love them and guide them and connect with them. And we need men to step up to be mentors. We know that men throughout our state are struggling, but we have a chance today with this initiative, with this effort, with this incredible support from the 300 Club to turn this struggle into strength. Strength through service that gives dignity. Strength through responsibility, accountability, leadership. That's the opportunity we have. It's why the governor and California volunteers, we can clap for that. It's why the governor and California volunteers launched the Men's Service Challenge to call in 10,000 young men across the state of California to step up as mentors, as coaches, as leaders in their community. And it's why we want anyone who's listening to this today, and we appreciate you helping us get the word out, and there's literally money falling from the sky. It's why we want the word to get out that we need you to step up and serve. So go to mensservicechallenge.com today, because we need you. You have a chance to not just change your life, but you have the chance to change the lives of the next generation. Thank you so much. Thank you to 300 Club for stepping up in such a massive way. It's such an honor to be here. Love this partnership, love this collaboration, and love all the impact that we're going to be able to create through the Men's Service Challenge. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Congressman Jim Costa.
Thank you very much, Diane. I always like a director, a president, a boss like but this is a big day. And I'm honored to be here with our mayor, Assemblymember Dr. Joaquin Arambula, and your board of directors, sheriff. We have supervisors here from Tulare County as well as Kings County. And it's really a reflection of the fact that this program works. That's the bottom line. And this is great news, 300 Club. But let me just quickly give you my own story. I trained my junior and senior year at Fresno State, and I heard about Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and I thought, well, maybe this is something I could do. So, okay, how about that?
I take more.
And so I came and I interviewed. Their offices were in downtown Fresno at the time. And, they went through the matching with men and young boys, and of course with women and young girls to give that mentorship in that program and how much time I could possibly give. And I thought, with my obligations to graduate, my mother made that a big deal. I had to graduate at Fresno State. But I thought, this is something I could do, and it'd be worth giving back. So they matched me up with Philip Yancey, 15 years old plus, at the Dr. Martin Luther King Projects in West Fresno. And, this young man was so excited, and of course didn't have a father, had a mom that was struggling, trying to do her best, had 2 stepbrothers and a stepsister who was 17 and she was pregnant. And it was all the challenges that we know that exist in our society today, not just here in our valley, but throughout the country. And so I made a point to the year that I was Philip's big brother to make sure that we may have gone to a movie once or twice, but I wanted to have quality time with them, the 2 or 3 times a week that we got together. And I got a heck of a lot more understanding the year that I was his big brother. Then, I mean, I think I gave back, and I think it was a good relationship that we had. But I can remember, you know, I mean, we'd do sports. They try to match you up with common interests, as you all know. And I would always make sure on Saturdays we'd go out and have lunch. And, you know, 15-year-old kid, I mean, he's got an appetite, you know, that, you know, like there's no tomorrow. And this one day, I mean, he was on his second cheeseburger and school was out. And I said, Philip, man, you're really hungry today, huh? And he looked down at his plate and he said, yeah, you know, we don't have school this week, Jim. And we ran out of our food stamps on Wednesday. This was Saturday. And there were 2 potatoes in the house. And that was my sustenance until you and I got together. And, you know, there's just a whole lot of people that are food insecure in our valley. It's why we have some of the largest SNAP recipients and the importance of women, infant, and children programs. That's Jerry telling me I've spoken too long. But the bottom line is this. This program works, and it makes a difference. And that's why we need to encourage more men and more women to come and to participate, to give 4 to 6 hours a week for these teenagers, and sometimes a bit younger, to know that there's someone who cares for them, and willing to work with them and be their, not just to be their friend, but be a mentor about how to do better in school. I mean, he was struggling with C- and Ds, and we improved that. I must say that it was a real learning lesson for me. And I just wish that I did have a 14 to 16 hour a week commute with it, because if I had a little more time, I'd love to continue to volunteer and do something. But I'm sure Diana and her board will figure out something I can do and ways that we can help out. So let me just close by thanking each and every one of you, my colleagues, elected officials, for your leadership and for what you do, not only here in Fresno, but Tulare and Kings County and the other areas. Let me thank the people that work for Big Brothers and Big Sisters every day. You have a passion. You have a desire to want to make sure that these young people aren't lost in the shuffle, because so many of them think that no one cares about them. We care. Big Brothers and Big Sisters cares. And that's why this is such an important day today. My buddy Jack has been a spark plug here for years, before I had my Arctic quad. And so thank you, Diana, for letting me say a few words. We'll continue to work together because it's a team sport. And we need to do everything to support the young people, because when we do that, we make a big difference with gangs in Fresno. We make a big difference with some of the other challenges these young people have. And my friends here in law enforcement know it better than anybody. So I thank all of you, and we got to stay with it. Right, Dan? Okay, the mic's yours.
I'm super excited to introduce you to my right-hand guy right here, Nick Lutton. Thank you so much, Nick, for all your hard work. I'm so excited. I can't wait for all the adventures that we have together. But Nick is our Vice President and CEO, and take it away, and then we'll introduce to him.
All right.
Sweet.
Look, again, thank you, everyone. I've been contacting your offices, and the amount of support that we have here is just unbelievable. So please give it up for yourselves. I mean, it's just an unbelievable showing. I really appreciate it. It's so difficult to get everyone in one room. And again, Diane, thank you for your leadership, and for the staff, thank you so much for putting this all together. We have a very little team, to say the least. And we put all this together very quickly. But I'm so proud to be here today, surrounded by so many community leaders, and at the same time, community leaders that are men. At Big Brothers and Big Sisters, we see every day what happens when someone simply cares and steps up. And here's the proof of it. I'm the numbers guy. I like analytics. 95% of the kids who joined our program early never involved in the juvenile justice system. 89% have improved or maintained their ability to manage their emotions. 89% have stayed away from risky behaviors, and 96% have raised or maintained their educational expectations for school and the future. And again, this is a free program. The unbelievable amount of statistics that we have in regards to what it's like when you have a big brother or a big sister is unbelievable. And those numbers just aren't statistics, they're real. We find a purpose to building confidence and realizing what these kids are capable of, not only through mentorship, but through friendship. And one of the things that I keep telling people as I walk through and I try to get male mentors to come is that mentorship isn't a new idea. 2,000 years ago, Socrates mentored a young man named Plato. And Plato went on to teach Aristotle. And Aristotle went on to mentor Alexander the Great. And one person's time and wisdom didn't just change one life, it changed the entire course of history. Now, when we mentor people, we might not be shaping philosophers or kings, but we're shaping future leaders, the kind of young people who will guide our communities into tomorrow. So as we join the governor's challenge for calling for 10,000 men and step up, I want to leave you with something. Somewhere in your community where you represent, there's a boy waiting for somebody just like you. Someone who shows up, someone that listens, someone to show him that he matters. Let's be that generation that steps up for these young men. And I appreciate all of you being here. Thank you so much. Okay. All the members of the 300 Club, if you're here, could you please come up and present the check for us?
1975, I joined this organization upon the invitation of a friend. Is it F?
Straight.
Anyways, like this.
Correct.
You're a little more adept at it. Shortly after joining the board, I realized that we had a big challenge ahead of us, and that was to raise some money. So in 1980, the 300 Club committee was formed after going down to Orange County and seeing the prototype of this organization. So we in 1981, there's 4 of us who went down and we got excited, came back and got it started. That was 45 years ago, and we have raised, this group of men have raised $8 million for this organization. That, over the years, represented a substantial amount of their budget. And of course, that budget has gone up considerably, and we've had to continue to raise money. But we have a great committee, and that's what made this one. They meet every year, several times throughout the year, to organize this and plan it. And it's 300 men that come together for an auction and a good evening. And I'm sure a lot of you in this audience has been there. So the $300,000 is what was raised this year at our event. And that's I believe it's the longest lasting major fundraising event in Fresno. And it will continue on because we've got a great committee.
Ready.
So $300,000.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you so much, Jack. Every single year, you guys do a phenomenal job blessing our children, being there. They're the heartbeat. We really appreciate you, men. Thank you so much. Okay, and we're going to call up our former big brother. Of the year, Sergeant Eric Ia, and little brother Michael. We want you guys to understand the impact here firsthand from the matches, the big and the little themselves. So here they are. Okay.
Good afternoon. My name is Sergeant Eric Gia with the Fresno Police Department. I've had the honor and privilege to be a mentor with Big Brothers and Big Sisters for the past 6 years. When I first met Michael, he was a shy 6th grader, and now he's a confident senior leader and a star athlete at Sunnyside High School. Mentorship truly changes lives. I've seen it firsthand. He's grown so much over the years, and we've built a lot of memories during the past 6 years. So again, it truly matters. And I'm here today to support the governor's initiative. And we need the men in our community to step up, get involved, and help shape the next generation. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Michael Johnson. I'm a senior at Sunnyside High School. me and Eric been big brother and little brother for about 6 years, and he through it in 3 years. He taught me how to be a leader, be confident, and a good person to everybody.
Yes. Right now, I have the great honor of going ahead and introducing the mayor of Fresno, Jerry Dyer.
Thank you, Nick. Appreciate it very, very much. And thank you for the invitation. You know, we all get busy schedules. In fact, I had conflict with 2 other events today at the same time, both of them ribbon cutting for new businesses in Fresno. But after speaking with Nick and understanding what they were trying to do in partnership with the governor's office, I felt it was important for the mayor to be here. And this men's service challenge is so important to our community. And I want to say thank you to Josh Fryday, who's a friend of mine, represents the governor's office, but it is Josh that oversees our Youth Jobs Corps program as well. We've hired over 525 people now between the ages of 18 and 30, people that are hard to hire, oftentimes considered hard to hire, been touched by the criminal justice system, timed out of foster care, people that oftentimes aren't given the opportunities to be hired. And we hire those folks in the city of Fresno. And then they likely transition. So thank you, Josh. Thank you for all that you do in the governor's office. And thank you to the 300 Club for stepping up. As always, I've had the opportunity to be at a past 300 men's event, and I can tell you the charitable giving coming out of that club is unmatched in the city of Fresno. And I spent 40 years, as many as you know, as in law enforcement, the last 18 as a police chief. And I got to see firsthand the critical need that we have in our community for mentors, because about 1/3 of the families, a young child grows up without their dad, and that is exactly what happens in cities like Fresno that are highly impoverished. And for whatever reason, maybe dad went to prison, maybe dad abandoned the family when they were young, but the one that pays the price is that young boy. And we see those boys end up in the criminal justice system far too often, joining gangs, involved in drugs, and seeking the wrong guidance in their life, the wrong role model. And maybe it's an older gang member within their neighborhood. And we need to break that cycle here in Fresno. And it reminds me, several years ago when I was a police chief, we launched through our Police Activities League a mentorship program. And we called for 1,000 men in our city to become mentors. Hundreds and hundreds of men stepped up. And I got to see firsthand the benefit of that. In fact, I became one of those mentors in a young man's life. Somebody that grew up without a dad, somebody that grew up in a neighborhood that far too often most of the kids in that neighborhood were joining gangs. So it's my hope that we will all step up here in the Central Valley. And I'm hopeful that the administration will make sure that we get our share of funding for this program. I know it's only $5 million statewide, but every penny helps here in the Valley, because it takes money to put on a mentoring program. Between backgrounds and training and stipends and all those things, it's so important. And then lastly, I want to call upon the men in this community to step up and to be a mentor, a role model, a coach, a tutor, whatever it takes in a young boy's life to ensure that they have the same opportunities that everyone else does to be successful. And I think it is our goal in Fresno to eliminate the wait list. There should not be one child waiting on a mentor in Fresno. So let's do that together, Fresno. God bless you and thank you.
Next, I'm going to go ahead and have Assemblymember Dr. Joaquin Arambula. Come on.
Well, thank you, Nick and Diane. If I would have known that you were color coordinated with what's behind me, I would have thrown on a green tie earlier today. But appreciate the invitation and the opportunity to be with you. Now, we didn't have as many of you who showed up for the bowling event that Big Brothers and Big Sisters have, and we'll just mention, as the two-time defending champion, I'd love to see some of you out there so that we can continue to raise attention for Big Brothers and Big Sisters. I'm here today to thank Chief Service Officer Josh Fryday with the Men's Service Challenge that the Governor has given to us. It is important for us to address the rising disengagement, the social isolation, The fact that so many of our men are no longer attending schools like they should. We have an opportunity through service and with purpose to uplift our community, to make sure that each and every man has a peer, someone that they can stand with. Now, while you mentioned them being young, I'm not always sure I feel I'm as young as I used to be, but I feel the need, the responsibility to also step up in this moment. While that wait list is 140, it just got one shorter, as I'm willing to stand up and be a mentor as well. I'm raising 3 young daughters. I see the effect that we have when we can put time into our children, and each and every one of us needs to make sure that we're uplifting. Now, we need to also hold each other accountable and call on others to be able to do the same, to be able to serve our community. So as we're looking to create 10,000 of these volunteers across our state, let's let Fresno be the example of how we can eliminate this wait list together. Thank you for allowing me to participate today.
Chairman Buddy Mendez.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Diane. I want to start off by, I've been involved with the 300 Club and in this organization for 11 years, and I want to thank Jack. I mean, Jack's done so much, and people need to realize, this is, I think Jerry and the last 3 speakers could have just spoken, and it would probably been great because they said all the right things. We really need, volunteers. It's all about volunteers. We can get the kids signed up. We can get that part funded, but you have to have the volunteers. And it's so important to the city of Fresno, but it's so important for the whole county of Fresno. All the small cities, all the unincorporated communities, we're in several of them. So, that's really important. So I'm not going to take everybody's time up, and I thank you, Diane, for all your hard work. I know years ago you left a great job to come here.
It's the best job, though.
Well, that's right. Okay, but I thank you still.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, and next I'd like to go ahead and introduce Supervisor Nathan Magsing.
We've heard some amazing comments already, and a couple of things that I just wanted to share. So I always like to use a Bible verse, and one that I think is very apropos to today is Proverbs 27:17, which says, "As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another." And as we kind of let that sink in, I think about what men need, what young men need, and they need mentors. I was blessed to have a father until I was 21. My father passed away in an accident, but up until that time, my dad was there every step of the way in my life. And even when my dad was taken from me in that accident, I had a group of men who came around me to really lift me up and help me as I dealt with the challenges of life. But as I look at what Big Brothers, Big Sisters do, that mentorship means a lot. So emotional security, it helps develop more emotional security. It helps with role modeling. It helps moral and ethical guidance, and it helps with stability. So our kids need all of these things today. I feel like our county, our country is dealing with an identity crisis. And when there are mentors in kids' lives, it helps them develop. It helps them know that they are loved. It helps them know that they've been created for a purpose, and they too have gifts that are unique and they are special. So male mentors are needed now more than ever. And I look at kind of over the course of the last 20 years, some of the things that we've watched on TV where really the role of fathers, the role of men has been downplayed. And now more than ever, we need men to step up because there are so many kids that need good male role models. I'm reminded that the greatest resource that we have in this county are our children, and we can't forget that. So I want to challenge the men that are out there that are watching this on TV, the ones that are watching this as it's being live streamed, step up. There are kids in all of our lives that we can pour into. It makes a difference. So thank you for having me today.
So I'm going to go ahead and introduce the chairman of the Board of Supervisors for Kings County, Doug Lagoon.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Diane. Appreciate that. My story's a little different. It's hard to follow Nathan Masek. He's a very polished person, comes up with a script. But I was very fortunate. I grew up in a small farm family, and I lived next door to my great grandfather. I had a grandfather I worked for. I had a father that watched over me, but I still needed some help. And mentors would come out of the woodwork to point me in the right direction. Sometimes it was a deputy sheriff. Sometimes it was a highway patrol. Sometimes it was a city police. One time it was a judge that came out to the ranch and told my dad I needed to play the right direction. I can't imagine what my life would be like today if I didn't have any mentors in it today. So I'm here today to ask Kings County to step up, give time back to your community, find someone, go to Big Brothers, and give back at least 4 hours a month to help out your community. I don't know where I'd be at today. I'm 31 years elected official. Half my life has been given back to the community. This is what we need to do for the future. This is our next generation. Thank you very much.
But next, from Tulare County, I'm going to go ahead and introduce Supervisor Larry McCarry.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I stand before you. We all have a little bit of different stories, and I can tell you that mentoring is an immense asset, and it helps. Looking back at my life, I can tell now that I was an at-risk youth. I grew up without a father, and there's several men that throughout my life that my mom actually found a guy from a sportsman's club that took me out hunting and taught me how to hunt and fish. We had gentlemen throughout my entire life. I have their names here down because they mean so much to me. I don't know where I would be today. It's funny because when I first got into law enforcement, people were like, "You're a cop?" Because it was a good time back then. So they changed me and they helped me so much. And it gives back to the community. Throughout my career in law enforcement, we worked with youth. We worked at beat area. You knew that kid that needed the help, and you stop and talk to him and you work with him. We had our PAL program. We see it currently today. Our fire department has a junior academy that they put the kids through during the summer. We have the sports program through the sheriff's department because the first responders are out there in the trenches every single day and seeing the need that we have, because these kids are out there floundering because there's no one to help direct them. And I just want to take 1 minute and honor, if you don't mind, I'm in my mid-60s. These guys started when I was probably 10 years old. But I want to end with honoring the people that helped mentor me, that helped me become what I am. Some of them are with us and some of them are no longer with us. But Stan Cassidy, George Lemon, Joe Arosa, Lee Soros, Lionel and Joe Ribeiro, Butch Gist, Danny Green, Marvin Davis, and all the way into my 20s, my first police chief, Gary Meek, helped mentor me. It never stops. So please, let's all get together and let's do what we can because our community will benefit from it immensely. Thank you.
Let's go with Supervisor Eddie Valero from Tulare County.
I'm someone who grew up seeing what happens when men show up and what happens when they don't. We live in a time when too many boys are growing up without fathers, without uncles, without that steady voice that says, "I'm proud of you." We're raising a fatherless generation, as has been mentioned, a fatherless generation in our homes and most importantly, in our hearts. When I was a kid in Cutler Rossi, I had male mentors who filled that gap. They weren't renowned, but they were present. They coached my teams, they encouraged me, they prayed with me when life got hard, and because of them, I believed I could become more than my circumstances. Yes, Cutler Rossi believed in me before I believed in myself. And today, our young men are waiting. They're waiting for that same presence. A man who shows up, a man who listens, and a man who stays. That's why this initiative is very important. It's about healing a generation. It's about rewriting what fatherhood and brotherhood look like. It's about revealing what a father looks like. So to every man here and every man listening, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. Because when men show up, boys grow up. And when boys grow up, generations rise up. And because showing up changes your life too. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, I have the distinguished honor of asking the Madera County Chief of Probation, Rick Galindo, to come up.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rick Galindo, and I'm Chief Probation Officer for Madera County. For nearly 2 decades, Madera County Probation and Big Brother and Big Sisters have shared something that goes far beyond a partnership. I see it as a family, a village that has come together with one purpose: to support and guide the young men of our community who are searching for direction, mentorship, and hope. Over the years, we've seen firsthand how many of these young men carry silent burdens, loneliness, uncertainty, and the absence of consistent role models. Together, we've stepped in to fill those voids, not just through programs, but just through people. Mentors who show up, officers who listen, and relationships that remind these young men that they matter. Our shared belief has always been that when we come together as a family, we can change the trajectory of young men's lives. By guiding them early, we help them build the tools to face challenges that might otherwise lead to struggles with loneliness, depression, or poor decision-making later in life. And right now, we've been called to action across California, and especially here in Madera County and Fresno County and the other surrounding counties, to reach it even deeper into the lives of the young men who are feeling lost, disconnected, and unseen. This is our calling. This is our duty. This is my duty. We are facing our own kind of battle, and not one fought with force, but with compassion, mentorship, and consistency. Together, we are combating hopelessness and helping these young men discover strength and resilience and purpose. Through our continued work, we're not only helping them navigate today, we're shaping the leaders of tomorrow. Leaders who will stand tall, give back, and carry forward the values of that this family, this village, has instilled in them. Thank you.
I have the great honor to go ahead and introduce the Sheriff of Fresno County, John Zanoni.
What we need in our community today is we need people that are present. I don't want to go over everything all the other speakers have said, but we have social media, we have the internet. Kids get lost on these tablets, these phones, and everything else. They need a real person there to help direct, guide, mentor, and lead them. As the mayor said, talking about the criminal justice system, this is how we keep people out of the criminal justice system, away from risky behavior, and on the right track to complete their education, become leaders in our community, and be people who can give back within our community. We've seen it. Although I have not been a big brother or big sister, we've done the Explorer program to the sheriff's office. We've done the Sheriff's Activities League and these things. And when these kids come, the impact that you have on them, they come once a week to this program, and amazingly, their lives are changed. And as I tell them, it's not about getting into law enforcement. It's about bettering yourself, getting out there, getting into a service profession. Some of them are going into the military, but it's someone who can be a success, graduate high school, and give back to your community. And I like the philosophy. It's right here on the front of the podium. And it's service with a purpose to make a difference in our community and make our community better. I've been to the 300 Club dinner. I've watched people give, the generosity in this community and how incredible that is. And I understand not everybody out there has the money, has that to give. But when you look at Fresno, Madera, Kings, and Tulare County, that's over 1.5 million people. And you heard just a minute ago from Nick and Diane, we need only 140 people to step up and get this wait list down and make sure every one of these boys and girls has a mentor, a role model, and someone to help them. So with that, if you're out there, let's get the wait list, get rid of it. We got 1.5 million people. Let's find those 140 to step up, give back, and help the big brothers and big sisters of Central California. Thank you.
Next, I'm going to go ahead and ask the Deputy Chief of Fresno Police Department, Mark Salazar.
And 17 years ago, I asked how many kids in Southwest Fresno, how many littles are waiting for a big, and the number was given to me, and it was a big number. Then I asked how many bigs were waiting to be a mentor to these littles, and that was 0. And so that was 17 years ago. This was before Diane. And so I knew that a lot of things had to happen. So over the years, on focusing on violent crime and crime in Fresno, one of the things that my passion is youth engagement. So over the years, I'm on the Fresno Pal board, Sweet Potato Project. I mentor those kids. You name it, Edison Youth League, the Boys and Girls Club on the West Side, East Side. And so I've seen the power of mentoring work. I've seen it work where in the Fresno Police Department, our officers over the years, what we've done, we've exposed them. And that's part of it, exposure, exposing them to Sycamore Island where they wouldn't get a chance to go up there canoeing in the beautiful San Joaquin River. To get up there and also send them to Tools for Tolerance and taking them in a car for Tools for Tolerance in L.A., exposing them to Fresno State football games and basketball games. In fact, I remember a Callaway Elementary School principal got a hold of me and said, Mark, we have 4th, 5th graders being recruited by a gang. And there's one gang in the neighborhood that recruits. We picked them up, took them to a Fresno State basketball game. Along the way, I had 4 of them in my car. And they asked me, we're bad kids. Why are you taking us? I mean, you're not bad kids. You're 5th and 6th graders. And we exposed them to a game. We exposed them to Fresno State ice cream. We took them out of their neighborhood. So that's what we do. And so, Diane, 17 years ago, I asked that question, and the answer was 0, and it wasn't very encouraging. And for the governor to call this, for men to step up, I'm busy with many other after-school programs, like the California Teaching Fellows Foundation on the board there. The Power After Schools in California and Fresno are great, but I am putting my hand up to be a mentor. And I want to be a mentor for a kid in Southwest Fresno. Thank you.
Last but not least, before we go ahead and end out and get some tacos, Councilmember Nick Richardson from Fresno District 6.
I want to talk to the boys. That's you, that's the boys at home watching or hearing about this. Our next generation of gentlemen. It's a scary world to be a boy. It's tough. I know what's out there. And you know what's out there. And what is that? You've got kids at school who are going to try to convince you that you are not enough. You're not cool enough. You're not rich enough. You're not smart enough. You're not handsome enough or sporty enough. You got music that's going to tell you that the road to success goes through gangs and drugs and violence. You got politicians out there who are going to try to make you afraid and make you angry at the person to your left and right. The world outside of you is a big, scary place. I know that. But I'm here to tell you that there's something stronger than what is outside of you. And that is what is inside of you. Because what is inside of you is a man who is going to become a leader, a man who is going to become a teacher, a man who's going to become a mentor, a man who's going to become a father, a man who's going to be somebody's husband, a man who's going to be a warrior and a hero. Now, everyone you've heard speak before, and a lot of these people here standing in front of me, they wouldn't have been here without someone to show them the ropes. And all of the men who have stepped up, and all the men who are going to step up, and all the women who help out running this fantastic organization, we are here to help you do that. No one got in these positions. And there are some impressive people here. We've got law enforcement here. You've got elected leaders here. We got Jerry Dyers here. I think this guy's a doctor. And all of us have come together because the investment in you is investment in us. We would not have been in these positions without someone, some mentor, myself included, showing us what it means to be a man, what your responsibilities are, what your potential is. So all I want to say, boys, it may be a scary world out there, but let these men who are stepping up to give you that guidance, that mentorship, be a role model for you. Let them be an example for you. Let them be a mentor. Trust the men who are stepping up to invest in you. Trust this organization. Take a leap of faith to really bring out that strong, strong man who exists inside of you. Take that step and let us show you the ropes. Nick, thanks.
My heart is so full. Everybody here, thank you so much. You have no idea what this means to us. We could do this. We're better together. That's always been the hashtag. And speaking of better together, my staff, thank you so much. You guys are so amazing. We're truly blessed to have you and the work that you do. Our wonderful board member, can you please come up here real quick? I want to show you guys who's been helping. Rhonda, Lauren, Anasan. Where is Natalia? Trust me, we have a lot of men, but they just couldn't make it. But look at ladies. Earlier, that was amazing. So do you want to say something real quick? Our board President.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anason Kiljai, Board President. And I have to say today is a very special day because we have all of the leaders here just supporting our organization. And it really touches me because we are going to make that movement. I do believe we're going to find the 140 men out there to mentor the children. And we always work really hard to thrive, to make the children's future better. And I think by today, this call to action is going to make a difference for them, and they will see this. So thank you. Thank you for your time and coming out today.
My name is Rhonda Rashidi, board member. But I really wanted to say something because I, as a big sister in this program, I was also a mother of a young boy who was on the wait list from the time he was 6 years old until he aged out. No man stood up and tried to mentor him. And back then the program ran a little different, but almost every night, he would ask things like, "Mom, how come nobody wants to be my big brother?" And so that really put a passion in me about mentorship. And later on, when my son was a young adult, I decided to be a mentor myself and became a big sister. And now my little sister is 22 years old and working on her master's degree. We were matched over 12 years ago, and we still have a very good relationship. So those people who are still questioning, oh, would I be a good big brother? Yes, you will be. And, just step up, give it a try, and you'll love it from day one. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lauren Flores. I'm on the agency board. And I just want to say thank you so much to everyone that came out today for the wonderful, inspirational words of everybody that spoke. And I just want to say that I know everybody is sitting in the audience or watching at home, and you thought of somebody when people came up here and talked about the mentors that if it wasn't for them, they wouldn't be where they are today. And so just think about how you can be that for somebody else. So thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you to the 300 Club for all that you've done. And I look forward to getting rid of that wait list.
And mind you, we have 140 kids on the wait list, but we have hundreds and hundreds more, thousands. This is just a tip of the iceberg, and that's hard.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Natalia Dapdune, and I'm in the vice president for the board. I want to thank everybody. Everybody gave such great testimonies, great call to action. It starts with you being here, you taking the time of your busy schedules. Again, it means the world. Sometimes it's the talent, time, and treasure, and this is the mark where you make it now with your time. And even sharing a post on how to become a mentor, it starts there. It may not fit your schedule, but somebody you know will watch it, and you will make an impact. Thank you so much.